Melania Trump, the wife of former President Donald Trump, has always remained somewhat of an enigma. Her journey from a small town in Slovenia to the White House has piqued the curiosity of many, with people speculating about her marriage and her true story. Now, at 54, Melania is ready to shed light on her past and reveal details that many have only guessed at. What secrets will she uncover, and how will these revelations affect our perceptions of the Trump family and their time in the White House? Born Melania Naus on April 26, 1970, in what is now Slovenia, she grew up in a very different world from the glamorous lifestyle she would later embrace. Her father, Viktor Novs, worked as a chauffeur before moving into car parts sales, with ties to the League of Communists of Yugoslavia, which likely helped the family. Her mother, Amalija, worked as a pattern maker for a children's clothing company in their hometown of Sevnica. The family lived in state-run housing, typical for communist countries, though their apartment stood out with its bright colors. Despite the state's promotion of atheism, Melania and her sister Ines were secretly baptized as Catholics, reflecting the gap between state policies and personal beliefs. Melania also had an older half-brother from her father's previous relationship, though she never met him. From a young age, Melania was immersed in the world of fashion. Sevnica, her hometown, was known for its textile industry, and as the daughter of a factory worker, she often participated in children's fashion shows. This early exposure likely sparked her passion for modeling. She learned about garment design by watching her mother sew, which would later benefit her career. Melania was also academically inclined, excelling in school and even serving as school treasurer. When her family moved to a two-story house in Sevnica, their living conditions improved, despite the ongoing communist rule. Melania developed an interest in American culture, influenced by Ronald Reagan's presidency and the launch of CNN International in 1985, which brought Western media into their home. At 15, Melania moved to Ljubljana, the capital of Slovenia, to attend a secondary school for design and photography. After her first year, she and her sister Ines permanently relocated to Ljubljana, where she could more easily pursue a career in fashion. After graduating, she briefly studied design at the Faculty of Architecture and Civil and Geodetic Engineering, but soon shifted her focus to modeling. There has been some controversy regarding her educational background, especially during her husband's presidential campaign, when she claimed to have a degree in architecture from a Slovenian university, though reporters could not verify this. Melania's modeling career began at age 16 when Slovenian photographer Stane Jurko discovered her at a school fashion show. Her big break came when she won a modeling contest with Italian studio Seda, which led to an offer for a movie role that she turned down after an unwanted advance from a producer. She then began using the spelling Melania Naus and took her career beyond Slovenia, traveling around Europe to build her portfolio. In 1992, she gained more recognition by being named runner-up in the Jana magazine Look of the Year contest, which opened doors to international modeling contracts. She signed with the Milan agency RVR, though the partnership was short-lived. By the time she was in her early 20s, Melania's career had flourished, allowing her to live in Paris and immerse herself in the European fashion scene. A pivotal moment came in 1995 when she met Paolo Zampalli, co-owner of Metropolitan Models in Milan, who was connected to Donald Trump. Impressed by Melania's potential, Zampalli encouraged her to move to the United States, marking a major turning point in her career. In 1996, at 26, Melania moved to Manhattan. Zampalli helped her settle in, arranging for her to share an apartment with photographer Matthew Atanian. Although she initially struggled due to visa restrictions that prevented her from working, she still managed to secure 10 modeling jobs, earning around $20,000. Later, she obtained an H-1B visa, which allowed her to work legally in the U.S. Her big break came with a Camel cigarette ad photographed by Ellen von Unworth, which appeared on a Times Square billboard and in Rolling Stone magazine. The ad garnered Melania widespread attention and significantly boosted her career. As her success grew, she moved into a nicer apartment off Park Avenue, signaling her rising star. Throughout her career, Melania maintained a disciplined lifestyle, avoiding the party scene and managing her media presence with skill. Melania Trump's journey to becoming the wife of a high-profile businessman and eventually the First Lady of the United States was shaped by traits that would serve her well in these roles. Unbeknownst to her, modeling would eventually lead her to the White House. However, her path to U.S. citizenship and her marriage to the 45th president was not without challenges. Melania has called becoming a U.S. citizen the greatest privilege on earth, emphasizing her deep appreciation for her new country. Her journey to citizenship was closely tied to her personal and professional life in the United States. She began the citizenship process in 2001, after receiving a green card, which allowed her to live and work in the country permanently. However, her green card's acquisition sparked controversy, as some questioned whether she had truly qualified for the EB-1 visa, also known as the Einstein visa, reserved for individuals with extraordinary abilities in fields like academia, business, or athletics. As a model, some critics doubted whether her achievements met the high standards required for this visa. Despite the scrutiny, Melania continued to build her life in the U.S., becoming a U.S. citizen in 2006, the same year she gave birth to her son, Barron Trump. At that time, her husband, Donald Trump, was seriously considering a presidential run. This timing was significant, as it ensured that her immigration status would not become an issue in future political campaigns. Melania's citizenship process also highlights an interesting aspect of U.S. immigration policy. As a naturalized citizen, she was able to sponsor her parents, Victor and Amalia Novs, to immigrate to the U.S., a process known as chain migration. This became a point of controversy during Donald Trump's presidency, as his administration sought to limit family-based immigration. The Novs received U.S. citizenship in 2018. As First Lady, Melania stood out as the second foreign-born woman in the role, following Louisa Adams, who was born in England. She was also the first naturalized citizen to hold this position. Her immigrant background drew both interest and controversy. On one hand, her story reflected the classic American dream, an immigrant who built a successful career and reached the highest levels of American society. On the other hand, her husband's tough immigration policies created a complex and at times uncomfortable contrast with her own immigrant roots. Even after gaining U.S. citizenship, she and Barron maintained their Slovenian citizenship, highlighting the complex nature of immigrant identities, as many people maintain ties to their homeland while embracing their new country. Melania frequently discusses her journey to citizenship, using it to both praise and critique the U.S. immigration system, depending on one's perspective. As First Lady, her background gave her a unique perspective, potentially enabling her to bridge cultural divides and share her experience at the highest level of government. However, there has been debate over how much she truly leveraged her immigrant background in her role. Melania and Donald Trump first met in September 1998 at a New York party, introduced by mutual friend Paolo Zampoli, while Trump was with another date. Trump quickly showed interest in Melania, though she confidently refused to give him her number, instead asking for his. A week later, they went on their first date, where Melania kept her cool to maintain his interest. She noted similarities between Trump and her father, which may have helped her feel comfortable in their relationship. Their romance faced some challenges, including a brief breakup when Melania saw Trump's ex, Cara Young, at Trump Tower, but they reconciled within a week. As their relationship grew, Trump took Melania to business meetings, often showcasing her beauty but keeping her away from actual business discussions due to past issues with his first wife. The couple went public in 1999 when they appeared on Howard Stern's show, marking the beginning of increased media attention. In 2001, Melania received her green card, solidifying her status in the U.S. She moved in with Trump at Trump Tower the following year, and on her birthday, April 26, 2004, Trump proposed to her as they were heading to the Met Gala. Trump credited Melania's lack of pressure for marriage as a key factor in his willingness to commit. Their wedding, on January 22, 2005, at Bethesda by the Sea Church in Palm Beach, Florida, was a lavish affair with many high-profile guests. After the wedding, the Trumps divided their time between three properties: Trump Tower, Trump National Golf Club, and Mar-a-Lago. Melania had a private spa built at Trump Tower, but their relationship was marked by periods of living near each other but not spending much time together. Trump appreciated this arrangement, as he preferred not to focus on his relationship when at home. Melania quietly supported Trump, taking care of him without seeking fame or wealth. At public events, she made brief appearances before retreating to their private residence, and she did not push Trump to learn Slovenian. Melania Trump, who described herself as not a nagging wife, made headlines with her pregnancy announcement, which quickly became a media sensation and led to her second Vogue cover. The photo shoot, where she posed pregnant in a bikini and open coat, boldly combined her modeling background with her new role as an expectant mother. During her pregnancy, Melania focused on family, spending time with her sister who had moved to New York to be closer to her, and frequently welcoming her parents for support as she prepared for motherhood. This time allowed her to reconnect with her roots while embarking on this new life chapter. Melania took charge of setting up a nursery in Trump Tower, demonstrating her commitment to being an engaged parent from the outset. One memorable event during her pregnancy was her baby shower at the FAO Schwartz toy store, where she chose to donate all the toys and gifts to a children's hospital, reflecting her sense of social responsibility and a desire to use her position to help others. On March 20, 2006, Melania and Donald Trump welcomed their son, Baron William Trump. They chose his name together, with Donald picking the first name and Melania selecting the middle name. The name Baron had personal significance to Donald, who had previously used it as a pseudonym when posing as his own public relations agent. After Baron was born, Melania's life shifted as she became deeply involved in raising him and stepped back from public events. Her decision to focus on hands-on parenting, with minimal use of nannies, set her apart from others in her social circle. This shift also aligned with Donald Trump's expectations, as he had made it clear that he wouldn't be actively involved in daily childcare tasks. Melania agreed with this arrangement, saying she didn't want him to handle diapers or bedtime. The setup worked well for both of them, with Melania taking on the primary caregiving role. As Baron grew, Melania's public presence decreased further, which some reports suggest affected her relationship with Donald, as rumors of infidelity emerged. Although she was reportedly unaware of the women involved, these rumors created discomfort. During this time, Melania also became a stepmother to Donald's 4 children from previous marriages: Donald Jr., Eric, and Ivanka from his marriage to Ivana Trump, and Tiffany from his marriage to Marla Maples. Melania formed a strong bond with Tiffany, who was just 6 when Melania began dating Donald, and made sure to include her with her stepsiblings, showing her commitment to blending the family. In addition, Melania created a multicultural environment for Baron, teaching him both English and Slovenian, her native language. Her experiences as a mother influenced her work as First Lady, particularly her focus on child welfare, which was evident in her Be Best initiative. Her dedication to parenting remained clear even in the White House, as she delayed moving to Washington, D.C., to allow Baron to finish his school year in New York. In 2010, Melania entered the business world with the launch of her own jewelry line, Melania Timepieces and Jewelry. This venture showcased her entrepreneurial spirit and design sense, with a collection available on QVC priced between $30 and $200, making it affordable for many. Melania chose not to use the Trump name for her brand, wanting to establish her own identity. She corrected reporters who referred to her brand as Melania Trump to emphasize the independent nature of her business. Her designs were influenced by her experiences in New York, Palm Beach, and Paris, giving them a sophisticated yet personal touch.